Now, at some point, you've probably heard that bass players shouldn't play chords. They should only play single note bass lines. Well, the truth of the matter is that bass chords are nothing new. They've been around since the beginning of the bass guitar and have actually become very popular in recent decades amongst a lot of bass players. And today, I'm going to show you how to play these wonderful 3-note chord voicings that are super easy, they sound great, and you can use them in many different applications. So, let's get into these 6 easy bass chords. Alright, easy chord shape number 1. This is a major 7 voicing. I'm using the root, I'm using a major 3rd, and a major 7. Now just keep in mind that everything I'm showing you in this video are shapes, and you can use them in all positions on the bass guitar to play in different keys. And here's another major 7 chord voicing, and this utilizes the root. We have a major 7, and we have the major 3rd up the octave, which is the major 10th. Now, the other thing too with all these voicings is that you can change up the fingering depending on where you're playing on the bass neck. It doesn't have to be the same fingers all the time, as long as you're achieving the notes of the chord voicing. And now we have a dominant 7th chord voicing. So we have the root, we have a major 3rd, and we have a dominant 7th. So it's very similar to that first major 7 voicing we played earlier, but all we did was shift the major 7 down to a dominant 7, which is why we get this sound. And here's some alternative fingerings that you can use as well. And here's another dominant 7 chord voicing that utilizes the root, the dominant 7th, and the major 3rd or the major 10th. Now just keep in mind for this type of shape and any other similar shapes is that I'm not using the A string. I'm only using the E, the D, and the G strings for these types of shapes. Now before we continue on with the rest of these bass chords, if you've been having a lot of fun with the chords you've learnt so far, then you gotta go grab my fully comprehensive bass chords course called Bass Chords, the ultimate guide. In this course you'll learn 100 different chord voicings, which most of them are playable on the 4-string bass, which is really cool. As well as we'll explore the techniques that you can use to make different sounds from your bass chords, as well as the applications where you can use bass chords. So different gigs, recording sessions, and how you can use them as a compositional tool. So if you really want to just take your bass playing to a whole new level by adding bass chords to it, then click down in the description box below, or you can go to basswithbenjamin.com and grab my bass chords course today. So let's get back to the rest of these easy bass chords. Now let's get into the minor voicings. So we have the root, minor 3rd, and the minor 7th. And just again, these are just shapes, so you can use this anywhere, and also different fingerings as well, as always. And we have another minor voicing, and this utilizes the root, the minor 7th, and the minor 3rd, which is up the octave, making it the minor 10th. And since this just uses 1 fret, you can change the fingerings, as always. I don't know why I have to say that every time, you get the idea. But that's what it is. Alright, and here's a bonus voicing. This is a stacked 5ths voicing. So it uses a root, perfect 5th, and the 9th. So we're stacking 5ths to get this beautiful sounding voicing that you can use in a major or a minor context. Because there's no 3rd in it, you can use it for both. And now putting all of these chord voicings together, this is what you can come up with. So those are 6 easy bass chords with a bonus 7 added to it to just give you some extra color that you can just use to create all kinds of different sounds and textures, and there's many different types of tunes that you could come up with. The possibilities are endless, and those are just 3-note voicings. Just think of what you can come up with if you have 4 notes, but that's going to be another video for another day. But again, make sure you go grab my bass chords course. Just click the link down in the description. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. And thank you again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time for some more bass content. And this is a fully comprehensive course that, if you've been enjoying learning these voicings so far, then you might want to check out. If you've been having fun learning these chords, now before we can, I've used bass chords, but you could use them as well. So before we continue on with the rest of these chords, if you've been having, I can fix that later on. But like, you know, goodbye.